and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to the WBM Podcast. This is one of your hosts. It's your boy, Merk.
Yo, it's your boy, Expert.
And it's your boy, Oski in the mix.
In the mix.
Yes, we're back. We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
Have you guys not noticed we're back in full swing?
In full swing.
Guys, we have one hell of an episode lined up for you this week.
Like we do every week, baby boy.
We are talking...
It's been a hell of a month.
It has been a while. Guys, I'm so excited. We got conspiracy theories.
We're
on this
going through a little
episode.
rabbit hole.
Dog, it's going to be so fun.
Take the pill.
Take the pill. Just take the red pill.
The red one, the blue one, doesn't matter.
Take them together.
Follow the white rabbit.
It's the same pharmacy.
Don't do the Will Smith thing, though. Okay. All right. You guys,
What?
you haven't seen that video? Let's not even go down that rabbit hole. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, hit that music. Let's go! Thank you guys for helping me fumble through that.
We are back. We are back. We are back.
Oh, man. All right, bro.
Feels good to be back, my guy.
It's been a good week, man.
Really good week, guys. We want to thank everybody who tuned into our last episode about the Super Bowl.
Appreciate
everybody.
Kendrick Lamar is the new Captain America.
That's right. Thank you for
we got a lot of positive feedback on that one. So
That
shout
was
out.
lovely.
Yeah, guys.
Thank you guys
Some
so
people
much.
like our Captain America hot takes.
They did.
People want to talk about Dragon Ball, but we're gonna hold it off on that till oh shit, my bad. That's my bad.
That's that bomb alarm thing.
That's that Bulma alarm. But yeah, no, we're gonna save Dynamo for next week.
My boy Vegeta is just one of us.
Straight gooning out there.
Straight gooner.
Straight gooning. But we're gonna save it for next week for Zenkai.
That's right.
Fold it like clean clothes. That's all I'm saying.
That's right.
Hold it like clean clothes, ain't no lie.
I would have too.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyways, we're gonna hold off for like one more week on Daima because next week's episode is gonna be Fuego.
Fuego,
That's
Zenkai,
right, yeah.
maximum power.
And we're gonna revisit Cobra Kai later in our season, just
That's right.
because we're gonna give Homeboy some time to finish it.
Yes.
It's a lot.
This guy needs some time. He's like, I gotta watch all 3 movies.
Low key, I'm finishing up Castlevania, but I get it.
Oh, this guy.
I'm almost done. It's really good.
See, we should have just deep dived last week.
Man, see, look, he just wants to watch the trailers. I tell him just to watch the snippets.
We're gonna hold up on Cobra
We'll
Kai.
get there. We'll get there. We'll get there.
We got
a whole year.
We got
We're
plenty of
going
time. I'm
nowhere.
excited for you guys this season. It's going to be
That's
a
right,
great season.
But let's have fun this episode. Let's get weird, you know.
Oh, yeah, man. We're going to break off the beaten path for a little bit, and we're going to talk some conspiracy theories for you guys. Who wants to start first? I'll go on mine.
Okay, man. So actually, I was gonna do one of our classic segues because you were talking about Dragon Ball.
Jesus, that was quick.
Do y'all think with the world of Dragon Ball, because Bulma's a billionaire, she gets shit from the local people? Like this bitch, this Capsule Corp is always running amok. She's the one bringing chaos to this town, and then she's the one sending the fighters. She's the one making profit off of this.
I know one of the background characters is super pointed it out. It's like, oh, that's Capsule Corp over there. They're always doing weird experiments.
They are. They're always doing weird shit over there.
And then there's like a weird conspiracy guy in the background. He's like, oh, they probably got aliens over there.
Yeah.
Which
They did have aliens over there, ironically.
so, I do imagine like Capsule Corp in the Dragon Ball universe is like CERN in our universe.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh yeah.
Bulma's working on the particle accelerator.
It's always something, and they always be like, "There's no way you can put a home bicycle in a capsule. There's no way. It makes no sense. How could they do that?
That's super
She
true,
told
bro.
a story that she went to a different planet. How?
How? That's right. She's retrofitting alien technology.
Like, it's easy.
Yeah, for her, it's either her or Tony Stark that have like high level genius.
Bulma
crazy?
did this with a bottle of
In a with no Dragon Balls,
Facts, bro. What makes me trish me out? Like, the only time she struggled with technology is when it came from a different dimension.
Yeah.
That was the only time she struggled with fucking technology.
Oh yeah, she still kind of fixed it.
I mean, but she's like, I made it work.
She still figured it out.
true.
But anyway, they totally get shit 1,000%.
Yeah.
Bro. There's no way that they don't get fucking hate mail. A bunch of they got lawyers. They're probably getting sued left and right.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we don't see Bulma in court a lot. I'll be
Yeah.
honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, why isn't she stressed?
No, but that's their conspiracy, which because we can see it, But
Oh yeah, as the audience, we know.
Yeah.
But the people there, they probably hate the fuck out of them, bro.
Yeah.
They get Elon love.
Well, because they get the cover story. Remember, like from Cell and even from Boo, I think the cover story is what's his name?
Mr. Satan.
Mr. Satan. He's
Yeah,
the one
he
that
saved the world.
He's the one that saved the world from the aliens.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
even a cover story to cover up the conspiracy that is Goku and the Saiyans.
That story I'm telling you, that's the message. There's conspiracy theories out there that don't make sense that we all just accept.
Man, for real.
I'm just saying. I don't know, bro. That was just
I
random.
like how we're breaking it down. There's a cover story that they feed the media, okay, in that universe.
But conspiracy where about secret organization, secret deals, or secret everything. Because I remember reading one of the books by this famous author Dan Brown, the guy that wrote the Da Vinci Code. But one of my favorite book was called the Word. Anyway, long story short,
But his favorite book.
and long story short, the bad guy Malak was his name. Like picture him like all like bold, naked, but with blue tattoos. Like it's symbolism, right? So the goal in the book, the main bad guy was to expose secret organizations within the government, but specifically list out the names of those high-ranking members, like senators, judges, and pretty much all over through the book, like people were trying to stop the bad guy. And who are these people? It was like the director of CIA, obviously the main character who is the guy that plays Tom Hanks in the book,
Right.
and the director of the FBI trying to start the bad guy, right? And so they lay out their argument of why, like the bad guy could not do this, like why he could not reveal. And then in the book, I recall them saying that it's because the audience or the people, the masses, could not comprehend or understand the reason they did these rituals, because they are aligned with rituals that were of the founding fathers, just that they didn't do it in public and they never exposed it because they were what it is supposed to be about, organizations. And these organizations, believe it or not, however you want to argue it, like they had, they paint the founding fathers as like very enlightened, thoughtful people. It's like, it's kind of hard for like these like farmers, to rebel against the biggest army of the world, which was the UK Empire.
Yeah, the British.
And so, but they're in that book, the FBI director, CIA director, and the Tom Hanks character, who's like you are him. You're pretty much listening to why you should go about and defend these secret organizations. And so they do stop the bad guy from him exposing to the public because he was going to expose it by showing that the rituals they did and expose who these people were. And it was nothing different than like doing something like I did for my fraternity, pretty much like a candle, something weird, drinking something weird, and
I forget he was in a frat.
Right?
I'm gonna just give you side eye.
I was saying, right? And it's like
Doing something weird,
bro, I
drinking
got so
something weird.
scared.
What did he do with his knees?
Bro,
I went to church
is that why
and prayed
the
to
scars
God.
don't go away?
So that's like these so there's a conspiracy like they always exist, skull and bones and yell, but their argument is like you don't understand because like they are so ancient and old that like they're for the Masons and that like they have a set goal, what have you, spread Christianity or have the ideals of democracy. But that's one of the my favorite books is that it kind of like wants to break down why you should be okay with like secret organizations. But I was like, nah, bro, expose them, bro. I was kind of rooting for the bad guy in that book,
Yeah,
well,
absolutely.
I mean, they always talk about that's the counter argument is like, well, if you expose this, it's gonna break the world. It's gonna break the internet. Like, speaking of the Da Vinci Code, if they exposed that Jesus was just a normal man that had a daughter and had a family and that fucked Mary Magdalene, then
Yeah, everything goes out the window.
The
He's
lost
not wrong.
symbol. Thanks, Suki. The lost symbol.
That's the name of the book.
That's the book. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to co-sign with you on that because like there are parts of history that have to be erased that people can't know of, like giants. If giants existed in real life, where are they now? Why don't they exist now?
We gotta get into some really weird stuff.
But I mean, and the same thing, that just as dragons are the same thing. Why are there giant continental, in years and thousands of no connections with these people? Dragons come up in all mythologies, right? They all look similar. They can all have either thick bodies, and you know who actually looks similar is the Japanese interpretation and the Aztecs, as far as like when they have those. But why? Why fire? Why wings? Like, and what, I mean, so when you said that shit, and then, like I said, there's things of giants, right? David and Goliath, right? We use it as a metaphor. I'm like, oh, he was just a really big man. What if he really was a giant? Where are the bones of David at this point, or the Goliath at that point? Like, but it would contradict with history. It wouldn't make sense. So even if you found bones and history gets lost in the Smithsonian, as an example, if that's the only fucking record of it that they ever had and they just lost it, then now it's gone. History no longer exists.
But the thing is like that is like my place is like how over exaggerated it could be, right? Because like the Giants, right? Are we talking like people like Like we look at, like the way they picture it is like these people are like 10 feet tall, like 20 feet tall.
Yeah.
Or is it more like because they were like so malnutrition back then, like they're tiny people. When you see people from like the South Sudan, who pretty much all of them are basketball players.
Yeah.
Like I get it. Like I would too if I saw a 7 foot, 8 foot man walking around and I'm like, I just got out of Egypt malnourished.
Showed up here. We'll be looking at him like,
yo, like land of giants, but I don't know. It's like,
or
but,
Shaq or
however, but then you,
a giant.
But okay, look,
but that's my grounding. That's my grounding. But then as you go on, it's like, okay, great. Okay, so exactly. So how do you get the idea of like two different worlds, right? The Mayans with Kukulkan, a serpent snake in the air, and then you have something like looking like Shenglong, right, in China, in that area. It's like how did It's like I get it, but there's so many imaginations that like I'm thinking of a snake like in the air, breathing fire or what have you, or shoots lightning out of his asshole or whatever you would say. Yeah. But there's a whole body of ocean separating that. I have a little grounded conspiracy, and I believe like people that travel, it's the Samoan Islands, what have you. Like maybe they like. Because they travel so in the middle of the Pacific,
right?
On a twig, they could have somehow got to met some Mexican, and then like 3-month voyage.
Well, I mean, the distance back there, people migrated from China, Russia through the Bering Strait, right over
through
to
the
Alaska.
Mountains and shit, bro. Yeah, they would.
No, they migrated to Alaska. There was
through the natural land path that was there.
I'm talking about the people from like the Samoan Islands who, like, when the pocket civilization developed there in that area, they didn't cross because I believe that they were so good at like today, I look at the stars, it's like, damn, I can't see no stars. But back then, they'd be like, okay, I know how to get to, over there.
Istanbul from here?
And like, since they have no, like, I can imagine having no concept of like extreme fear. Like in the twig, I get like, you see Moana, like, that's terrifying. In the ocean, bro, by
Pitch
yourself.
Black? No lights.
But these guys singing the song, with the little guitars,
They make it beautiful.
They made it to Singapore, like, hey, I got this chicken, I'm gonna trade it for these seashells and the Aztec Empire, and I can see them making it, like knowing the routes, the ocean currents, like. I can see them like in that sense. That's my ground there. Like the Bering Strait is one thing, but them going to the Pacific Ocean, I can also believe that. I can believe that.
Yeah, but
the fact that they even figure out navigating like that is wild.
Right. And see, look, it's crazy when like we try to see one man try to swim across this ocean and shit like that, right? And you're like, oh man, that's impossible. There's no way any human being could do it. You're like, if you had a squad of motherfuckers, everybody squeezing on one boat, and it's like, all right, bro, if you don't make this, you're gonna die. Like we do it, and we're like, man, it's really cold out here. I remember when it was really warm in my bed. You know what I'm saying? Like, gosh, I wish I can listen to my music right now. Fuck, I just lost my AirPod in the ocean. Like these motherfuckers are holding on for dear life. This is it, bro. You're not gonna make it after this. Like human body, like adrenaline is a motherfucker. We do some impossible shit, in the heat of the battle. So I'm like, it's very, very possible. Look, we see the Samoans as like people left on the island, right? But how did they get there to begin with? There's no way to just random
pocket civilizations, I can imagine, and they themselves, like, that's the thing. Like, also rites of passages. How culture we divide. Like, hey, if you can make it to that side of town, you can become a tribe leader. Like the Greeks would do it. Hey, send it. What do you call it? The Trojans. What do you call it? The Spartans. Send the kid to the wolves. Comes back. Hey, you're one of them. Which is wild today. Like, no, I love my baby. I can never do that.
I would never do that.
Yeah, but I can see that like culture, like in those areas, is like, hey, you can make it. Go find something from a foreign land. Bring it back. You're the chieftain. Go out there. Hey, this is bitches from like Aztec.
Yeah, bro. And you didn't have the next season of anything.
Look what I brought.
Yeah,
bro. Fat ass Aztec woman.
Yeah. Hey, I can
what? That's why to this day, all civilizations got a weakness from fake Latinas.
Bro, look, what if they were like, look, there are Aztec bitches in the jungle, bro. All you got to do, I'm telling you, can climb these women. He would go. He would do the impossible. You know what I'm saying? This guy right here would be like, if there was, you were back then, bro, tell me you wouldn't go.
Looking for giants.
Absolutely.
Bro, 4 months in the ocean for the Aztecusi all day, bro.
Oh shit! All right, so anyway, that's
But I can see like that's my conspiracy. I'm dumbing down on the ingenuity of humankind, where like they were so bold and brave back then. Like at some measure, of course there's fear, right? It's always fear, but to a degree it was like faced, like, and they did crazy shit. Like I can see some of them going to mainland China from a nowhere island. Like look what I brought back, Jaden, whatever the fuck, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, but that desire for like.
Well, that's the thing. They just like look at this cool picture, and then like imagination starts flowing. Fucking dragons, giants, and shit. Because okay, Egyptians one thing, right? But it took God himself to bring down the Egyptians. But before that, they had to rule something. So they had to go meet with the Babylons, navigate in the middle of nowhere, Africa, meet the what do you call those? The Moor civilization. And then they interacted with shit. Like, hey, we got sand. Y'all had this shit in the jungle.
You know, you can make glass with this. Nah, what the
No, look,
shut up,
look,
bro.
look,
Shut
yeah,
up, bro. I don't
yeah.
want to hear this shit.
And then they're like, you know,
Somebody give me some fire.
yeah.
Somebody give me some fire.
And then they're like, look, this is a lion. You know, we'll give you like 10 metric tons of sand for like for 2 lions that they have like a fuck ton of them in the back, you know?
Man, some lions.
And then like they're both thinking like, bro, we just sold them sand. Like, bro, we just sold them lions. You know? I can see that happening, you know?
Yeah, that's history, bro.
Yeah.
Welcome to WBM.
All right, can I go on my conspiracy?
Yeah.
So I got a little rant, right?
Was
I'm
it the
gonna go on.
Giants or the Dragons?
No, it's neither. I'm actually. I believe the U.S. is keeping its people sick through poor food and bad medicine.
Not a ridiculous thing to say.
Not a ridiculous thing to say, but here's the proof that I have to go back it up now.
I'm about to get an email.
Because here's crazy, right? Like you're like, wow. No.
I'm about to get an email. What did I do to?
This is the shit that I found out that was mind blowing.
So loud next to my phone.
No.
My TikTok and my feed is gonna be full of
Bro,
conspiracies.
don't check the group chat. It's they're already on to you, brother. So my theory is that it's already been confirmed that the giant tobacco industries have bought into the food industry, right?
Oh, yeah, that's for sure.
We're talking Crafts and General Mills. So anything Crafts cheese, General Mills cereal, all those things that you see out there, right? Why is tobacco buying into the food industry? It doesn't make sense. Like, what do cigarettes and food have anything to do in common with each other, right?
Well, it was that whole thing that the tobacco industry was trying to stay relevant and trying to keep their labels off boxes. And
I recall a story talking about a member of your member that we all know that quit tobacco and immediately jumped into sugar.
Yeah.
So imagine they did that. It's like they sent their lobbyists and their lawyers to be like, hey, crazy coincidence that, you know, once they stop smoking or shit, they're jumping into this.
It's just as addicting.
I can be like, bro, if 10% of my stocks into that, say less.
Absolutely. So how do you guarantee that your stock's gonna go up though? Continue to make addictive food. But if cigarettes don't give a fuck what they do to you, they just want a return customer base. It'll give you cancer. It'll kill you, bro, if you keep on doing this shit. But they don't give a fuck. They just want you to buy the next pack. They were able to sell to children at one point. Kids could buy cigarettes to a certain point, and then they're like, all right, we got to stop these little bastards from getting their hands on it and put labels on it and shit. Well, once they lost that market of children, what's the next way that you can get to them? What's the next most addictive substance that we can get for mad cheap? That's highly addicted to these little bastards. And guess what? I can't advertise a cigarette commercial, but I can advertise Frosted Flakes,
A trick
Pop-Tarts, Monster Energy drinks.
Tricks are for kids.
You know what I'm saying? Tricks are for kids after all, right? And so I know somebody who's on immunosuppressants, right? They weaken your white blood count, right? For anti-rejection medicine, for surgeries and things like that. Her doctor told her, hey, your immuno numbers are kind of off. You should probably drink a soda whenever these numbers are off. And she said, a soda? She said, yeah, they actually help lower your white blood counts. So basically, if you're on the verge of getting sick and you want to guarantee that you're going to get sick, just eat sugar and you'll get sick. That's how it happens. So again,
high fructose
corn syrup or whatever it is, right?
Syrup, yeah.
So again, and what isn't that shit in whenever it comes to sugar? But again, you keep these kids sick. But how do you make sure that they stay sick if they continue to get addictive medicines? They don't cure people, bro. They just treat symptoms. Because a cured person is one less customer that they have inside their beds.
Well, that last content creator that went down that ran disappear, man.
I'm just saying. Look,
I do it because it was like, I guess it made me think like, I have to somehow in my own brain like think boring is cool,
right?
Because if I add sugar to my coffee this morning, bro, it's delicious. But I'm like I myself becoming like, hurting myself in the long run, where I should accept the fact that coffee should be fucking disgusting. And if I'm gonna drink it, drink it black, and it's great. I do every once in a while, but it's fucking tough, because I want that sugar craving,
Because the way that they market it to the American people, the culture is now it's quick, fast, cheap, and easy. That's what we want. And if we can't get that, then it's more inconvenient to us. But everything that's quick, fast, cheap, and easy, ain't always good for you, bro.
Amazon Prime.
So
drive through, bro.
Here's another reason as to why the food that they're giving you is fucking terrible shit. Because when you go to Italy, RFJK Jr. said this shit the best. He's like, you go to Italy, there's 6 ingredients in fucking pizza, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's it. People lose weight. The cholesterol goes down when they do all this shit. just in the tomato sauce alone. You go to Little Caesars right now, bro. And you grab the fucking can off the label. There's 30 fucking ingredients in the sauce. Why? Why are there? And what are they in there, bro?
They did some comparisons, with Europe, like for the same company, for Trix, as an example. Trix cereal here has 60 ingredients. Trix cereal in Europe has, 10.
Absolutely. Yeah. And why? It's because the FDA has allowed them to say, hey, the right motherfuckers have rubbed the right elbows to say, hey, do me a favor, bump that number up a little bit more, and a little bit more. And every time that they can continue to lie. They don't even have to have actual tests or fucking numbers, bro. They can pay off the medical companies or doctors, bro, to just write fucking vouchers or say waivers or whatever the fuck it is just to get the passive approval on it. Everybody's just looking for a paycheck at the end of the day. And the fact is that children are being subsidized and stuff, bro, that there are some things that cause cancer out there, bro, that nobody's stopping.
It's true, because even the sugar is different, like in Coca-Cola in Mexico, because even there is cane sugar compared to here. Like over there, it has to be cane sugar. And even then they tell you, hey, the little labels in today in Coca-Cola be like, hey, FYI, excessive amount of sugar.
Yes.
Like there's a corner, big yellow sticker that says, hey, FYI, big. Even the chocolate milk, sometimes it's like, those coffees to go, and then you buy like, I got to go somewhere for the family in Mexico, I need some coffee. It'll tell you right there in the corner. It's Nestle, Coca-Cola, what have you.
Yeah.
Big yellow sticker. Mindful, excessive amount of sugar.
It's like even the new ones have that big label with 2 stop signs. It's like excessive sodium and excessive sugar.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So even there, like some countries, even some other countries, like notice of that, like, hey, what the fuck is in these ingredients? You know?
And the U.S. is trying to alter that, man. Even when it comes to the corn that we were talking about that I dropped in the group
in Mexico,
chat,
that's right.
They're trying to get into the genetically modified corn to then alter that shit because that doesn't reproduce. When the corn that's in Mexico right now can automatically reseed and repopulate the next batch. The corn that we have in the U.S. cannot. As a matter of fact, it rots the soil and it cannot be used. You have to get new seeds and go to a new little spot in order for that shit to fucking work in that area. They are trying to force Mexico to do that, but in doing so, they're going to automatically spread that to the natural crops there, altering the whole fucking genetic pool, making them rely on the GMO crops that the U.S. owns because they own money in corn and fucking sugar, bro. Like, it's insane. But again, this is like mandated for everyone. Nobody knows.
It's all about the money.
it's just terrible. But like people
it reminds me of that Kodak problem where like Kodak, the famous company with the pictures. Some people don't know what that is actually. When the digital world before it was film, Kodak had put so much billions of dollars in already, like film, like in warehouses and stuff. So, but the world, they had invented digital before Sony and other companies.
They did. They already knew it existed.
But they'd rather not go through the avenue, therefore, because, well, what am I going to do with all this money I've already invested? I need to sell it, but that cost them their downfall. I imagine the same thing with the seeds. Is like, I already put so much money in these engineers and these chemists, and their studies for them to do something, Well,
how about for the flu shot, bro?
Because it's not so complex. It's like, hey, just farm more, But it's like, I'll never forget this one episode in Shark Tank where this lady had created like biscuit cookies, and then they sent her to this one of the guys bought her business, right? But then invited a different chef to change her formula to make it more what he called cost effective.
Wow.
You know what cost effective means, right?
Yeah.
That I lower the cost to make it but increase the price, right?
Absolutely.
So he was like, instead of this, we're gonna do this because this allows us to stick like this, and this does this, But the whole reason why she was famous to make these biscuit cookies was they came out of flour, eggs, the same thing that she just made it smaller.
Absolutely.
That was it, right? And for some reason, it was like not good enough. We're gonna change to these kinds of pastries, which I can see what is. I think the whole thing is like, yes, tomato is just tomato, right? But I think it's cheaper if I add.
Right.
Yeah.
If I get everybody else in on it, I can get out, and also kickbacks and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like people put their products in there. They're like, well, we'll give you this. You can get these fucking loans, these rights, whatever the fuck it may be.
Yeah.
But it's all about money also because every single year a flu shot is given. I haven't gotten sick, bro, in years, and I haven't gotten a fucking flu shot. But I was getting the flu whenever I was getting the flu shot. However, if you tell people I got a cure for the flu and you'll never have to get another shot again, how much money is out on fucking Walgreens and CVS for all the thousands of dollars, if not millions and billions of dollars? They get fucking flu shots a year. And that's just one that you get to charge the insurance company for. All those other things, bro. Did you know that if you actually... so Scoob got her kidney transplant. One of our people that we had on the show. In the process, she now has to take 18 medications, right? Just for daily shit. She did the research and she found out that in Europe, they do stem cells. And in doing the stem cells, she would have been limited to 3 medications. But that wouldn't have worked. The FDA doesn't approve stem cell research, right? That's still risky and experimental shit. And you can't bill your insurance fucking $10,000 for medications, X amount of times a month for that exact same shit. It's all money, bro. And I fucking hate that the U.S. It's a pay to win. It used to be free to play. It's now pay to win.
Yeah.
Well, that's the delusion, bro. The U.S. was never free to play.
You know what? They sold it to us like that. How about that?
It's
Guess
the
what?
great
American dream.
Bringing
We
it
all
back
know
to
it.
last week's episode about the Super Bowl.
That's
you know?
it, bro. But I mean, how
Mr.
many?
Lamar, do you really know how to play this game?
It was never free to play.
But immigrants still come over to this day, bro. I just want to come over here and live the American dream. I want to work hard, start my business, and do my shit. But even then, even the people that do that, bro, are still working for the rest of their lives. They ain't made it out of nothing. What's their retirement look like?
The American dream is not real anymore.
Yeah, man. And it's so fucked up.
It's not what it used to be.
So, again, that's what I'm saying. It used to be, they used to make you think it was free to play.
They used to give you hashtag chest.
Yeah, bro.
Horse for honor.
We
Now
used
they want to take all that away. I can't even get keys. What am I going to do with my 20 keys sitting in my phone?
See, look, the Hex Tech chest used to be the industries, the facilities. They used to have the factories inside
we're
the
talking
inner
about
city,
league, guys.
and they
He
took
did
it
a
away.
nice one, you know.
They took away the industries,
They
the
need
Hex
to get
chest,
rid-
bro.
okay, They need to get rid of that CEO.
That's it, bro.
Again,
can't just-
and that's the argument for the league. Like, not enough people are buying our stuff. Like, we need more money to make this. Yeah.
Yes. When the profits have been at the highest, bro, it's just like, again, it's like, why isn't this enough?
Yeah, the profits have already been at the highest. Why are you going to take away the free
But
stuff?
and it's the same thing though. It's like why are you
It's not
continuously
like you're not
taking
making
away
enough money.
from the people? Exactly. When is after how many billions is enough billions?
It reminds me of this one story about how Ford, the guy that started Ford, was the billions that he was making it. He was trying to expand the company and give money to his employees. Now, Suki, correct me if I'm wrong on this one. Guys, please, obviously. But for I understand, he got sued by Dodge Brothers about how his duty, a fiduciary duty, which means a monetary duty, that his obligation is not the worker, but the stakeholders, those that invested to the company. Therefore, if Ford was going to do that, it threatened Dodge's, point of view of investing for the shareholder, the people that invested for their company, that the employees themselves, which was, from what I'm understanding, was Ford idea was like, well, the whole reason, I have money, which is like not for me, but to share with those that, need, because he too came from I believe he didn't come from a silver spoon. If I'm right, he actually came from the trenches as well.
Great question.
Yeah, if I'm not wrong.
Suki, let us know on that
But
one.
that being said, is like, since that happened, since the Ford era, the company cannot, because of that lawsuit, a company has to, by obligation, focus on the shareholders, not necessarily the needs of their employees.
Yeah, because
That's
the crazy
insane.
thing about that story is Dodge won. They won that case.
What?
Yes.
Yeah,
It happened.
Like
That's why I bring it up.
Henry Ford ended up not being to like raise the wages of their employees. He raised them, but not as much as he wanted. Like there was a cap that he had to like stop at because Dodge won the case.
Wow.
Yeah. So like, even then, like it's your money. You can do what you want with it. But even then, his hands were
Handicapped
tied.
you, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, this was in the 1920s, so before the Great Depression.
Yeah, but still though, even now that shit wouldn't happen.
You don't know that. It can happen, bro. I mean, you never know.
I would
But I
love
can
to see it.
that. I can see that. The less insulin. That can be insulin people with diabetes.
Yeah.
Or what have you. Is you hear it all the time. This company went up 5,000% for this kind of insulin for this kind of people. But some people need it to live.
Yeah. Well,
And some people risk it. Like, I'd rather die than pay this amount, which is crazy.
Yeah, man.
But heaven forbid.
no.
Take your medicine. Yeah. No, but there's people like that.
Be careful
Take
of the
a
medicine you take.
stand.
Hey, me, I'm one of them. Like, if I get sick, I'm gonna like the mainly urge to muscle through it. But I'll be honest, bro. If I live right now in Amsterdam, I'm walking to the doctor, bro, coughing every. I stub my toe off.
That's the thing. Like if we're in Europe, okay, let's go over to the doctor. But here is like, do I want to pay that
I wanna
medical
muscle
bill?
through it,
Do
yeah.
I want to pay that medical
sure
bill?
don't.
I can't afford that medical
No.
bill. I got insurance. I still can't afford that copay.
I don't want to pay that copay.
Nah, bro. I hate it. I hate that shit. My next thing I was gonna go on was vaccines. Vaccines are bad. I don't know. I don't know enough about it again. I need to educate myself more.
What's his name? The anti-vax guy that Trump signed to a point.
Oh, yeah. RFK Jr.
RFK Jr.
Yeah.
He's
So
gonna,
his whole
go on
thing
that
is,
ramble.
but here's my thing. So he's actually not against vaccines, bro. He's like, as long as they're tested and they have the proof on them, I don't have a problem backing up the
Yeah,
fucking
like,
vaccine.
well, like I get it, like chicken.
Okay, you drank too much of that Kool-Aid, sir.
No. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Let's
like-
quote the book.
No, I'm gonna go back. No. Let me go.
Polio bad.
So look,
Polio
bad. Absolutely,
Okay.
polio is
Chicken
terrible.
pox bad. Yeah.
Right. So here's my thing. Bill Gates created the World Health Organization, the WHO. Right. He runs WHO at this point. Bill Gates is heavily invested in vaccines. He's heavily invested. He's heavily invested in vaccines, and he actually owns. Well, he believes in depopulation. We all know this. Yes.
Does he?
He does. He said there's too many people on human Earth. Like,
But he has only one kid. What does he know?
he knows that there's too many damn people, is what he said. So, and it's on multiple interviews. It's not like a one-time thing, bro.
Can't even keep his bitch in line. Fuck does he know?
So,
Sorry.
that being said,
Think about it. What me or him? Who said depopulate?
so look,
you know?
so he
give
said
it away.
depopulate. Yes,
you know?
he said we got to depopulate is what he said, and then he's actually also heavily invested in mosquito
If
farms.
you can't even keep your house in order, how you gonna keep the whole planet in order? I don't want to fucking hear from
He
a
said,
man
easy, bro,
who
less
is the
people.
third richest billionaire, and then gonna cry about his bitch leaving. I would have had like 25 countries worth of like girls, bro, if I was him.
So Bill Gates is also heavily invested in mosquito
all
farms.
vaccinated.
He's heavily invested in mosquito
Vaccinated.
farms.
No mosquitoes anywhere.
Yeah, so look, he's invested in mosquito farms in California, giant fucking facilities that have like over, let's say, 20 million fucking mosquitoes. Did you know that if you give these motherfuckers the right shit, you can send these mosquitoes out in public, and it's basically like your own immunizations?
What say it again? Say it again.
You can give these mosquitoes either. I think you can genetically alter them, or the shit that they have to like feed off a source.
That's too much, man. I can actually picture like nano robots though, like
Sure.
nano mosquitoes.
Sure.
No, I mean that's the research. That's where the research is supposed to be going.
Yeah.
In order to help everybody, let's just vaccinate everybody this way.
Through mosquitoes. So instead of
But
asking,
it's not something bad.
Well,
like this research is for a good purpose.
absolutely. Well, that's what we assume, right? Because here's my
That's
thing.
what we assume.
Here's my thing. Because why would people do bad things, right? Why would the government do bad things with shit, right?
Well, Bill Gates already has enough money, so I don't think with him it's about the money.
Oh, well, let me finish though, right? Because you want to make sure that you live long enough to have your money be able to spend all your money, right? So all that shit being said and done, with the depopulation shit, the vaccination shit, did you know that back in the U.S. in the 70s, the autism rates used to be anywhere from 1 in 5 to 1 in 10,000 kids. When you jump to the 90s, it jumps up to 1 in 1,500. Now today, it's 1 in 36 kids who have autism. How many stories do you know of kids getting vaccines? And that we know one random person who's like, little Jimmy done got that shot, bro, and he was never the same afterwards. Yes or no? Wait, pause. Answer the question. Yes or no? You know one person, right?
No,
I don't know anybody.
You don't know a single person? Do you don't know a single person?
that like the next day like
No. Not that you personally know, but has told you a story like that of like my little Jimmy doesn't get shots.
That's a real hard pill to swallow.
No,
Vaccines can cause autism.
I didn't say that.
Actually,
I didn't say
I
that.
can believe it, but like the thing is like depends how you take it, bro. Because at the end of the day, we got messy.
I'm not saying that children. No, I'm not saying that vaccines are causing
goats.
autism. What I'm asking you is,
The
do
spectrum
you
is
know
big,
the
right?
story? Do you know stories of people who have said, I know somebody who got a shot, or so and so got a shot, and ever since then they were never the same.
I don't say shots, but I do say pills because I do recall.
That's not my question that I asked.
But
My question that I asked was, do you know people that have had a story that have said, hey, ever since then, so and so was never the same?
Yes, but I'm
okay,
trying
so
to
do you know the same thing too?
Oh.
No, you've never had that thing.
Oh, okay.
Why? My thing, the reason I said that was
okay.
because if it's more of a common story, it can't just be common. It's not just fucking coincidence. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that every single person, and even in the research that's gathered on it, who's gathering that data? Who's gathering that research?
I was in the back-
That right there, that story. That's what it is. It's misinformation. It's a story.
What's misinformation?
Like, okay, I never heard that story, but he heard it from his aunt.
Oh no,
Like,
I recall seeing it because, but I'm not gonna say
No,
I'm not gonna
just-
say
just-
injection,
just-
but
just as an example,
I'm gonna
just
say
as an
pills
example.
because
that's
it's
why it's
methamphetamines.
misinformation. That's why it's misinformation. He tells me a story that he heard from his aunt that so and so that Jimmy was never the same after he took some pills. All of a sudden, I take that to be true, but I don't know. And maybe his aunt wasn't sure about that story.
But you're assuming that that's misinformation, though. What if the stories actually are true, though, and they actually are factual? You're just assuming that the information is misinformation, though. But
No,
the
it's
numbers,
different.
the
It's
numbers
different
then are
when there's
factual, then,
research.
bro. The numbers of
Like,
numbers
there's
jumping
nothing- there's nothing connecting,
from 1 to 1,500 to
there's
1 in
nothing connecting
36.
the two. Like, yeah, you could say, but there's also the death toll has spiked.
Okay, so look, from
The death toll has
1990,
spiked like
from
double,
1990, the
triple.
vaccine
There's
shots that
nothing
we had were
connects it to the
10. You got
vaccines.
from the ages of 1 through 10, you got 10 vaccine shots. Now, from the age of 2, right now, it's 27 vaccine shots that you get. Why?
Technology investments. We find more
Technology
vaccines.
investments, but what was wrong with the vaccines that you got at from 1 to 10 that you got were 10 shots? Now at the age of 2, you get 27. Technology is investable, yet we're still getting increased rates of autism and all these other fucking negative things that are going on in the U.S. It doesn't make sense, bro. You're trying to say that it's misinformation that's spreading that, but there are
There's no
factual
connection.
numbers.
You still don't have a connection.
From the ages of 1 through 10, when we were kids, they were 10 shots. From the ages of 1 through 10 from the 90s. Now, from the ages of 1 through 2, there are 27 vaccines. And all you can tell me is that science has improved, but yet our numbers have been.
Like facts doesn't
There
equal
are
correlation.
1 in 1,500 from the 90s. From now, it's 1 in 36. I can tell you right now, I know that I didn't have 17 additional shots when I was that age till now in a much shorter gap. Why? And what are in these vaccines? Can you tell me?
Well, that's the thing. Like, I was going to go back to this, like, real quick, taking it back to like the stories. Like, I do recall like the amount of children back in the day that were taking pills for ADHD, specifically the ones that were like made of methamphetamine.
Yes.
So that's one consequence I do recall, because I do remember that there is some kind of there's some kind of affects your frontal development, your the frontal lobe.
Frontal cortex, yes.
Because you have until you're 25. So I do recall that the kids, yes, because I do remember talking to them and they'd be like, yeah, I'm one person. If I take the pills, I'm more calm. But that's the, what do you call it? The Adderall. So, so I do know that the consumption of Adderall did increase specifically in the, in the mid 90s. And yes, yes, both, just because science increased doesn't mean, because at some point you would be perverse. For example, the Oxycontin, all that stuff,
And they lost billions in the lawsuit for that.
But at the same time, it's like I see how, because it's like technology does have expanded people to living, because some of these children would have died in the winter. Some of these children would have died during the plague. Some of these children did not develop enough immune system to do it.
And I'm just saying to educate yourself on vaccines. That's all I say.
Yeah, and that's the thing. There's nothing wrong with that, because I remember this one economist saying it's kind of like economy. If you don't speak the language of economy, it's kind of like the theology from back in the 1500s. You're just poor of the weak. Same thing with medicine, right? It's like if you don't speak the language, you are just you don't know what you're talking about. But it's like it's no different than the theological people that you're not talking about God. You know what I'm talking about. It's like there's nothing wrong with expressing hey, you might not have a doctorate degree, but it doesn't stop you from reading and researching
absolutely
this kind of things. Yeah, absolutely. But I do want to answer that one before you jumped in. It was a yes, not injections, but yes, pills. I do remember the amount of consumption of pills due to Adderall. Today, 30 years later, it's like, hey, we're pretty much putting methamphetamine. These kids, yes, they're dosage, but at the end, you still got to consider, hey, still methamphetamine that these children are absorbing, instead of having them hey, exercises or reading or white noise or other kind of avenues, than using these kinds of pills.
Because it's quick, cheap,
and some parents are like, hey, fuck it, it's science, I'll give my kid the pill. And then there's parents that are like, no, fuck, that's methamphetamine. Back in 95 and 92, they would have thought you were crazy, know. In 96, what are you talking about,
A lot of these conditions went undiagnosed, in the 60s and 70s.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's more like it should have been treated more like, all right, since your kid's ADHD, go work out or read a book. Put the TV down, because that increases your
you ended up living with it.
Yeah, learn to live with it. Exactly, absolutely.
Because we're now everybody's in the spectrum up to a certain extent, but you don't realize we've always been.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's my little soapbox that I had for it, bro. Like I said, I was just I was on this rabbit hole, like I said, because even Oxycontin was the same, or Oxycodone, whenever that company originally existed, they were peddling a highly addictive drug that nobody knew, that they lied for years. And then finally, when the story broke, they ended up paying fucking $500 million or $1 billion.
And that's it. Nobody went to jail.
That's it. Nobody went to jail.
Nobody went to jail.
The product was still on the market for
even now that we don't know the long-term effects of taking Oxycontin for 50 years. We don't know what it is for taking Adderall for 50 years. We don't know what that's going to do to the kids of the kids that have that shit,
that's
bro.
True.
Yeah. And I mean, it's so many things. Again, we're just so quick to rush in. We assume that everything is good, right? Because I got pressured to get the COVID shot, bro, by my parents. I didn't necessarily want to do it because I just didn't know. Right,
but the airport, the FA, I needed to get out of the country so I could go travel.
Yeah,
I needed one shot.
Yeah, but I mean, even with your own family, you're gonna get pressured. You're gonna get well, why don't you? You got these shots. There was nothing wrong with these shots whenever you got them. But I'm like, well, what's changing this shot? Well, there was never a COVID shot back when we were kids. Why are we taking this so blindly now, though? Because they just say to do it.
COVID is a new disease.
Yeah. What would they just again? There were other things that they had, bro. They said so many other different people have came out since then to say, hey, this worked and this got shut down by the government. Mass production of this could have been used. They didn't want to do that, but they wanted to push these vaccines that were brand new, that were quote unquote being worked on, and they had to get peddled out by the government. Because if you could buy something over the counter that would have helped COVID, how much people, all those $1 billion industries, bro, popped up because of COVID. all because these vaccines had to get out. The same companies that have made the companies have now come up with like cures for some of the fucking diseases that are going to come up for after the fucking for bad shit that goes down wrong with people 20 years down the line.
I also put it like it's our Western glasses, like whenever these things happen, because once it flew over Italy, we started caring, right? Because like whenever the COVID was in the Asia areas, they were like, oh, just another day.
Yeah, it didn't really matter as much.
But once it flew over Italy, Western countries told me to alert. It's the end of the world for all of us, is
Right.
it? And then they were doing like fake propaganda. There were bodies in Ecuador being stacked in the middle of the roads, which was being wrapped. But that was all. It was all BS. Like to a certain degree. And then you see Sweden doing the what do you call it? The nobody's vaccinated, but out in the public, just breathe it out. Toughen that shit out or what have you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like a 50-50 cases. Like I can see like you using both. It's like I can't breathe. Yeah, go take the COVID, bro.
Yeah. And see, and that was the reason I even fucked up on this, is because I started asking AI. Because of my thing, I'm like, AI isn't biased, right? It only can answer the questions that I give it. So I started asking questions like, hey, is it possible that this is going on with this? And it's like, as a matter of fact, yeah, the ex-CEOs work for these people from tobacco that work for this now.
I have a conspiracy
These people are
on
connected.
AI,
No,
bro.
The problem with AI,
I have a
the problem with
conspiracy on
AI
AI.
is specifically that is it possible? AI is going to say yes based on what I found online, and there's so much misinformation online that the AI will not be able to answer that answer differently one way or the other. Even the way you pose the question, is it possible? Yeah, anything is possible.
Or is it answering me just because I want to hear it? That way, it can be to the AI. So I can tell the AI, "Good job, AI," right? Like a reward system.
Yeah.
Or is also the AI just jumping around answers just to give me a cohesive answer?
Cohesive
But it could be
yeah.
wrong. I have those three things on the AI that I think is just bouncing up an echo chamber.
I mean, all AI is right now is a very super advanced Google engine.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't like people that confuse AI with God, right?
Yeah.
That's a very big problem.
Right now, it has its limitations.
But you can use
It's not.
but
The
I-
biggest thing about it is not self-aware.
Yeah.
Well, I can use it as a like a mirror, where like it's like, hey, these are things that I notice. What am I looking at? And they can be like, well, this is what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
What have you? I guess I can see AI for that, but that echo chamber, I'm kind of a conspiracy. I need to be careful because I also believe outside forces
Right.
may have access to those answers. Where like I'm like it may. I may not know, but somehow it has pulled my data into specific niche, and it's like, hey, these kinds of people answer them this stuff.
We all have a
Either
dark
to-
web profile
either,
out there.
either to sedate or to entice for a motive. That makes
Yeah.
sense? Yeah.
We're all part of the algorithm.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Just got to get back from the Matrix, bro.
Well, that's the thing. The Matrix wants to keep you in the Matrix, because outside the Matrix is scary.
So is it gonna sedate you to like keep you like, hey, this is
depending on your function. Hey,
But
if you gotta go to work,
is it gonna make you intense? It's gonna like, oh, okay, well he can manage to
battery.
lose a little more time here.
your battery.
Your battery, yeah. So it kind of fills it up that way. But that's the Matrix conspiracy. I don't know if we're in the Matrix. Did
I
you
think
see
so, bro.
videos about it that it's getting closer and closer to that point where like we really might be inside a simulation?
Yeah.
And I want to see a Matrix where people want to go into the Matrix. Like, no, I want this. Like, I want to be in that bathtub. I don't want to suffer. I don't want to do this. But you're gonna give me my life I wanted, and I don't have to move anything. Put me there.
That's the crazy shit that gets
I
people.
can see that. I can see that. That'd be a billionaire? Yes. But it won't be your real life. Like, but you won't know. Like, you'll die, rot in that, capsule, but you thought you had a long and beautiful life and, you had all that shit. I want to see people like running towards the gates of the Matrix.
The fucked up part about it is I can see that so
Put
real,
me
dog.
in,
Yeah, like
and the first Neo that dies trying to stop them from doing that, like, no, and then that's what the movie ends. The first Neo dies trying to save people who like want to do this.
Let's go back into the Matrix lore, man.
bro.
That's what I'm
Because they
saying.
need to
Man.
do prequels of all the Neo timelines,
That's what the first one
What?
dies. The first one dies trying to save us, but we want that.
And
Yeah.
then the machines made a Matrix where the Matrix was perfect. So let's see that perfect Matrix where it failed because too many people were figuring out that it was too perfect.
Yeah, the architect even says it. He's like, "This is like your 7th attempt or some shit like that."
That's
right?
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Number 2 should come out and be
Number
like,
2 should
yeah.
come out,
That would
yeah.
be cool. That would be cool as fuck to see.
And this did like everything. It's like a politician at one point. He's like a prophet at one point. And the last one is Neo is like the fuck it one. The one where I'm coming in with like, picking the block. I was trying to do the Tupac rap. I'm picking the lock. I'm coming through the door, blasting.
There you go. That's how it's supposed to go. There you go.
That was Tupac. Yeah.
I'll cut out the other side.
Thanks, man.
No, man, but I agree. I think that would be a crazy ass fucking sequel or like a prequel to do, man. I would be like, again, just one big ass movie, bro. Give me a 3-hour cut of 6 different Neos going crazy shit, and then it ends with like the other Neo opening the door, and look, that's how it connects to the series.
Yeah.
That would be cool as fuck, dog.
Oh yeah. It just starts with him waking up in his what do you call it, in front of his computer, like the first one. Yeah.
Yeah, it just connects right to the first one.
Yeah, that's all it is. Yeah.
Because all they do is they reset the Matrix and plug him back up.
That's right.
That's it.
Hey, dog, hit us up with that, right?
Sony, get at me, bro.
Wachowski sisters, hit us up.
Hit us up. Oh shit, I ain't gonna lie, bro. We should need to look into that.
That'd be tight. Yeah.
Oh man.
But I can see that. I can always see humanity because I'm thinking about the Hunger Games. I'm thinking of the stuff you're saying. I can see humanity being like, give me the Matrix. Like, give me that. Give me the sugar.
See, look, I could see that shit. Have you guys seen Severance? It kind of connects where it's like where Severance is like you can separate your mind basically where you have a regular life outside of work, but as soon as you walk through your work doors, you go through
I
your
heard
work.
about that movie. I thought it was a good
Damn.
cool
Bro,
concept.
great concept. But yeah,
And
it's
like his work self is like leaving tips for his other self to find.
Yeah, bro. But like you never know though, because once you step into work, you're a totally different person. So it's like, are you a prisoner of your own job? Like you can't leave that area because as soon as you leave, you're somewhere else, and the only way you're conscious is when you're back in there.
You know, and now that I think about it, what was the name of that movie with Schwarzenegger when he went to Mars? And
Total Recall.
Total Recall.
you can argue that that's a life within the Matrix of the movie. Like you can say that, hey, that's like a side story of the Matrix. You could argue that, like, if somebody in the capsule, like, write that whole story. You know?
Whoa.
You know what?
You know?
Yes.
A film within the film. Am I making sense?
I'm
picking up what you're putting
in the
at
movie.
the end,
In the movie, there's
yeah.
that point where it's like,
Exactly.
what if this was all
Exactly.
simulation?
Because he wanted that. Yeah. Would he go home? You know, if he
That's
go
the
to
story
work.
that he wanted. He wanted to find a darker beauty in Mars.
That's right.
And that's what he ended up with.
You know what's crazy?
Can't divorce his wife, so he shoots the bitch. You know, she was there all night. You know,
Leonardo DiCaprio does it in Inception too, bro. He'd rather live the lie.
you can argue.
The argument is right.
That's another story within the Matrix.
Well, he does it in the one where he goes to in that crazy island.
Oh, Shutter Island.
Shutter Island.
Yeah.
He'd rather live the life.
He'd rather
or
live the-
die with it.
Yeah.
Damn.
Once he found out that he was a murderer.
You guys
know?
ever see the episode of Black Mirror where homeboy like dies, but it took him like 3 seconds, but he lives like 6 months?
Oh no.
Have you seen that? Where like he there's a VR headset that he logs into, right, bro? But as soon as he logs in, the story transpires and a bunch of crazy shit. He thinks it's in a horror video game. He gets all the way home and like shit's all fucked up. It's been like 3 to 6 months after this, and ultimately at the very end, he gets home. His mom's all fucked up. Everything's glitching, and he fucking dies right in his head. When they go back to real life, he's like, another dead one. How long was that? She's like 6 seconds. Next,
Wow.
go to the next one.
Yeah,
bro. But to him, it was all this time that it fucking transpired. So what if that was it? Look, bro, you're gonna go out. It'll be quick, painless.
Yeah.
You'll never know, but you'll get like 10 years, perfect life.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Did you ever watch the remake with Colin Farrell?
No,
I didn't watch it. Was it good?
I watched it, but
Did it
I can't remember it. So it must be forgettable. I remember
Or did
the first
you
one.
watch it? No, I'm just-
Oh.
it's all in your mind, bro.
Oh man. Do you guys want to end it here? I mean,
Suki, what are your thoughts on?
I don't know if we got time to go into timeline.
Damn, that was loud. All right, ladies and
I guess
gentlemen.
we don't have time to go into timeline. I was just about to pull it up.
Wait, there we go. Yeah, he just had his research ready.
My bad. Suki. I thought you were saying like
No, I'm saying, do you want to? I was going to give you the option.
Yeah, no.
I can make it quick.
No.
Do you want to or not?
I do.
I mean, I can skip it.
Can you edit that back? I'm sorry.
can edit it.
I thought you were queuing.
No, it was a segue.
My
It
bad.
was a segue.
Segue better, bro.
Do we have time to go into timelines?
Yes.
You didn't even let me finish the question.
Bro, you didn't segue it.
No, I was like, do you think we have time to go into... Do you think we have time to go into timelines? Because it's a pun. Time to go into timelines.
Oh.
Relevant,
How
bro.
is that a bad segue?
Layers.
See, look, he heard you, but he wasn't listening, bro.
In that moment, I'm gonna cut it so that the next 20 minutes are in that moment.
See, look, in the other timeline, he caught the segue, and it's like
I
seamlessly.
swear. I thought
I
it was
see
like.
what you did there.
I thought it was an elbow
just
nudge.
glitched like the Matrix.
You just do it twice?
I swear I thought it was a verbal nudge. Like, yo, you know.
I was honestly asking if y'all want.
No, yes.
I do want to see this because I haven't
Yes.
seen something about this.
So the great timeline shift. A lot of people, everybody talks about it online. Are we on a different timeline? All the Mandela effects.
Yeah.
Like the Fruit of the Loom. Did it ever have the cornucopia in the background?
It did for me.
How do you guys see it?
I do remember it having evidence in
I remember the
stickers.
cornucopia, but there's people that for sure will tell you there's never been a cornucopia.
I think that's crazy.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, and there's a lot of different Mandela effects. So Everett links it back to CERN when they activated the particle accelerator
In Dallas?
2009. No, CERN in Europe.
In Europe, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, you know about CERN, right? We talked about it before because they referenced it in Steins.
Yeah, I didn't know that CERN was. I think I said this last time. I didn't know it was a real thing in real life.
It's a real thing. They're the ones that did the particle accelerator, the real life particle accelerator.
To my know is a particle is like you smash two atoms, right? Just to break it, right? And see like what the atom is to find what they call the God particle. The God particle means just pretty much like the magnet particle. Like imagine T-Pain walks in, right?
Okay.
Who's the first one's gonna jump on him?
Me.
Exactly. So T-Pain is that particle. That's exactly what we're trying to find.
Okay.
Me and Oski would be like, wow, T-Pain, but we wouldn't like jump right on it.
Right.
So that's what it is. So that's what happened.
Yeah.
So just to smash atoms, just see what the T-Pain particle was. You know,
Okay.
like, oh, that puts water and that together. Why?
T-Pain particle.
I mean, it makes sense.
For the rest of this argument, we call it the T-Pain particle.
Please.
There you go. Yes.
Stick to that.
There you go. That's CERN. That's what happened.
They
That's what,
activated
That's what-
particle accelerator.
that's what it
in
means.
2009. Now they didn't find the T-Pain particle right away.
Okay.
But they did activate the particle accelerator, and due to the this quantum science being activated, that's when the timeline split happens. That's one of the first timeline split that happens. Now, when did the dark timeline start? People are saying the dark timeline started all the way back in 9/11.
Which makes sense.
Oh.
Damn.
So when particle accelerator activated in 2009, it split the timelines going back to 9/11.
What the fuck?
Yeah, because in one timeline, the world is filled with fear, which is the dark timeline that we're on. And in another timeline, fear didn't grasp the world as bad as it did in this timeline.
Yeah, if you just shift that one event right there, bro, that one world event.
9/11 still happened. It still happened in both timelines, but in one timeline, fear took a hold of all of us. In the other timeline, it
like solidarity or something.
Yeah. We are the world.
This unfortunate tragedy has brought the American people closer together than it ever has before. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a breaking of a new peace in America, in the world.
But in our timeline, in the real life that we know, we went into the dark timeline.
Oh, shit.
And a lot of different things happen. Now, cut to 2016, Harambe dies. In our timeline. And apparently, it's hilarious because apparently Harambe's death is one of the, what do they call it?
It's a canon event?
It's a canon event. No, not a canon event.
No, it's a fixed point.
It's like one of the fixed points where if he dies, it changes everything. But if it doesn't, it
Save
doesn't
the gorilla.
change everything.
Yeah, save the gorilla.
Save the gorilla. Save the world. But it's like a real thing. It's like and it makes sense. So in the darkest timeline, Harambe dies. What happens? 2016 election year. So many people wrote in Harambe for president-elect.
No, they didn't, bro.
They say that so many people wrote it in as a joke because Harambe.
yeah.
That it gave the edge for the Trump to win in 2016.
I don't want to play Batman. Sorry.
So that is the event that happened in the dark timeline, which is our timeline. Now there is a
shit.
split. This is the another point when the timeline split, because in the original timeline, in the good timeline, the true timeline, Harambe lives. Harambe lives. Trump doesn't win.
Because there's no need to put the name there.
Nobody writes in Harambe.
Yo. Hey, that's
It's crazy how
I
you
like
think about
that.
it, makes a little bit of
Hillary
sense.
wins.
Like dead ass butterfly effect, bro. Like the
Yeah,
low key butterfly effect.
different outcome possibly for the COVID as well during her presidency.
A butterfly,
right?
a butterfly
Changes
wings
everything.
can
It
cause
changes
a
everything.
hurricane
Like,
to the side of the world.
A good administration would have changed everything.
Wow.
Yeah, because I mean,
Keep going, bro.
The only reason all these people are being so loud about being so bold about being their true selves, about doing Roman salutes. I was about to do it. I was like, no,
Stop it.
Stop it.
They're only being so bold and emboldened because of the Trump win it 3 times or twice now.
Yeah.
Had he not won, they wouldn't have gotten so emboldened.
Damn.
But
That's true.
That's a whole other thing. All right, now,
Keep it going.
fast forward a couple years. 2023, CERN activates the particle accelerator again, and we find the T-Pain particle.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah, they did discover the T-Pain particle. We know more about quantum science now.
Nice.
Yo.
There's a lot more that we know about it. Do we understand the God particle? Do we know exactly what it is? No, but
We know what it is now.
It's been discovered.
Yeah.
What?
They seen T-Pain in concert.
Damn. In live?
Yes,
Bro,
they wanna
no
know-
VR?
that-
That's
The whole
crazy.
thing is that they want to quantify why some Merck particles run faster to this T-pain particle compared to X4 particles and X-Tico particles. That's the whole reason behind it. Like, why does oxygen, not mixed with whatever the uranium, but why
But we've seen it. We've seen it. Like they've seen it in the experiments.
And they can't believe it.
because of quantum science. We're able to see that it's there. Well, it's there,
And that's
not
when
there
the
at
Monopoly
same
man
time.
lost his monocle.
Sure, that's when we get more Mandela effects.
Yeah.
because they actually
Every time they
He never
activate
had a monocle, so what makes you so mad?
that doesn't make sense, dog. Yeah, that
He
doesn't
did
make
have a monocle, right?
Did he?
No.
Remember the monocle?
See, look, I remember the monocle. And they say that he
Did
didn't.
you just
have-
say?
I think we're confused because of Jim Carrey. Because you remember, but Jim Carrey was like,
No, he always had a monocle.
He always had a
I'm
monocle
sorry,
to me,
but
bro.
He had a monocle.
Yeah, I remember.
I'm about to look it up right now.
Oh,
No,
whoa.
no.
You're from a different timeline.
He is from a different timeline.
I remember the monocle.
No, then yeah. So we're all on the same thing then, bro.
I
Yeah.
remember. That's what I'm saying. Does he have a
yeah.
monocle? Now that's what I'm saying. Does he
Yeah.
have a monocle?
No, he
Oh,
doesn't have a
doesn't
monocle. They said that he never had a monocle.
But I remember the monocle.
You never had a monocle.
That's what they say, and that's why the particle accelerator activating.
Oh, you didn't know about this Mandela effect?
Yeah, bro, that's what it is.
That
That's
happened in 2023, sir.
Yeah,
He
how
lost a
many?
monocle in 2023.
All those Mandela effects are real things that actually happen, but every time the particle
No,
accelerates,
they're lying, bro. He always had a monocle. I remember it.
Nah, bro. Nah, the
Did
world
it?
says you're wrong.
Did it?
This timeline says you're wrong.
Like on the current timeline, on the dark timeline that we're on, he never had a monocle.
Never
This is
had
gonna sound weird, but I do not Tasmania or New Zealand, but I do remember like another island next to Australia.
Madagascar?
No, not that one, bro. Not New Zealand, Madagascar. But I remember, I don't know if it was Tasmania, but they were even talking about there was an island that was as big, like side to Australia as well. That was on the map. Also, the Manila. There's another one I see besides the Bernstein bit or
the Bernstein Bears or the Barnstein Bears or whatever the fuck. I'm like, dog, they were the Bernstein Bears.
I never read that fucking book as a kid, so
Oh, so it doesn't
I
matter
got,
to
I
you.
got.
You're like, whatever.
What was it? Fruit Loops was another one. Or Fruit
Fruit of the Looms
Fruit of
was
the Loom,
the
cornucopia.
corner, yeah, at the end. The monocle.
That's the biggest one, the cornucopia and Fruit of the Loom. That was the one that kind of started the split in the timeline. The one that we recognize, the one
Yeah,
that people
definitely,
recognize.
definitely.
The one that right away is like,
There's
did
no
they
way.
have one? Did they have
Boy,
one?
ain't no way.
Yeah. And in 2023, in the true timeline, in the timeline that we're not on, in the true timeline, in 2023, capitalism fails. Like
In 2023?
In 2023, like we eventually, and not that it fails, but we move away from it.
Stop buying shit.
Yes.
Really?
Well, like it doesn't fail. Like America doesn't fail. We just move away from this capitalist ideology. Like we finally revolt against the insurance companies.
See, yes.
We finally revolt against capitalist companies not paying their employees. Like capitalism fails in the true timeline. And and another part of the
wrong
conspiracy
timeline.
is that the billionaires are the ones that have all the money. And the billionaires fund CERN, which could fund the particle accelerator, which could fund all this research to keep us in the dark timeline so they could keep all their money. That's why we hopped away from the true timeline.
Bro, that's
Because
a
in
great
the true
one.
timeline, they lose, and we hop away to the dark timeline.
Who knows, man? Like I bring it back to the original thing I said, like secret organizations. They may get together and fund this kind of research, and
1,000%.
and they're behind it. Then they add like some theological thing behind it. Then they add scientific thing behind it, and then you add some egotistical. It's like because I'm so wealthy, they come from a wealthy family. I was given this heavenly gospel holy duty to do stuff like this for the sake of keeping things how right in their eyes, because it's kind of hard to tell people, like an example, like the monarchy of the UK. What are they called? The what's her name, who passed away, Elizabeth,
Queen Elizabeth.
the whole lineage. It's kind of difficult to tell them, like, hey, you guys are just human beings. Like, how am I a human being if my whole family survived World War II, World War I, survived invasions? My family ruled half of the world. So how am I wrong? God put me here, per se. He's like, who are you? You're just, another civilian here. But my family has, and I imagine mix all that whole mentality, with science and money and backing. I can see them doing a nefarious event like this.
Absolutely, bro. And you're right. Again, to all keep their money, to keep us in the dark timeline.
Yeah, you never know. And then CERN read the particles are there a few more times, and the timeline merge, or the last part of that would be the timeline merge that happened in 888, which is August 8, 2024, 224. So that's where the timelines merge.
It reminds you of the have you seen Evangelion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, does it remind you of Nerve? Nerve
Yeah.
is like that secret they did this. Like they wanted to fulfill the end of the world to stop humanity's sadness.
They were trying to like elevate to another state of humanity.
Yeah, a liquid.
Joint consciousness. or
Joint
something, right?
consciousness.
That's what
That's what
happens.
they were going
That's
for,
the
yeah.
that's what the movie ends. The one they all become that kind, become a liquid. Like we all become like
Liquid.
Yeah. So that's the scene when like if you've seen the movie, those memes, right? And the edits on YouTube, like the world, like a bunch of big pink crosses are happening like around the planet. That's what the elites wanted to do in that world of Evangelion, where like they become a liquid. The liquid is that liquid of a baby when you're inside the mom's womb. So that's what they became. The level, there's no humanity. You're just a level. You're just a liquid, a level of consciousness per se. They just kill themselves.
The higher consciousness.
Yeah, but then quote unquote they get to live forever also.
No, they kill themselves.
Wait, going to the conscious just kills them?
You just became a liquid. They became nothing. They became pudding. You're
There's
nothing.
different takes on that.
Yeah. To me, they said they just committed suicide.
Harikari that shit, huh?
Well, they took the whole planet with them. That's no
Oh,
problem.
kamikaze that shit. That's crazy.
Only 2 people survived the entire thing, which is what
Me and your brother.
Yeah, pretty much.
We were the reason the Big Bang.
But yeah, we merged the timelines back together. And another reason, scientifically, on a not evil corporation, but more of a science discovery thing, why are we trying to merge the timelines? Quantum science. Like, we're not able to discover quantum science, we wouldn't see it. But if we can merge the timelines, we're able to see more of the quantum side of things.
Hey, I wonder if we're just trying to do the whole, like, Doctor Strange.
Yeah, we're basically trying to overlap the timelines and make them, just overlap them so we can learn more of the universe.
That would be dope, dog.
Yeah, that's the science discovery side of it. It's like there's not really an evil corporation, but we are messing with the timelines, trying to overlap them.
We got to go.
And in our universe, there's no man at the end of the world trying to keep the sacred timeline together. So we're just messing with like the science that we don't understand.
Yeah, there's no King of the Conqueror for us.
T-Pain will not be too proud of us.
The T-Pain particle. Yeah.
T-Pain particle.
The T-Pain particle. We're
For
like
shame.
digging into things that we don't know about. And to end it all, Microsoft, I think
We were just talking about that. Yeah, we were talking about earlier.
They talked about they found another state of matter, which is a quantum state of matter, which is neither solid, not gas, not liquid.
They made a computer out of it.
They called it like tough limbs from the arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, some shit like that.
I could not think of the name, but it is basically a quantum state of matter.
Yeah, which is crazy because yeah, like they said, not
Like
gas.
it's neither here nor there, but it is there.
See, I want to know. I'm like, can I touch it?
Yeah, that's where I got a little confused. It's like, so it's a microchip. It's in the microchip, right? So it's like it is, but it's not.
So can I see it?
Well, no, that's the thing. It's Schrodinger's cat. It's in the box. The thing is,
doesn't make sense.
Is the cat dead or alive? We don't know because we don't see it.
Oh, but as soon as you open the box,
That's a quantum state.
There's just so many so many red flags, right? Because like one of my conspiracy now is like y'all just doing this shit because fucking China like shit on y'all with that deep seek,
Bro.
and y'all just trying to do whatever y'all can.
we made a new element.
Yeah,
They pulled a
and
Tony
you- and
Stark
you- and you-
real quick.
They
Right?
discover adamantium.
Facts, bro.
It's celestial.
Tastes like coconut.
element.
How? What? Okay,
And
so it's
batteries.
okay, so like, how did you make it if you didn't use anything? It just existed.
We just found it.
Because the timeless emerge. It's always existed. We're overlapping time.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I wonder if that's what we did. Like, we just like reach into another like
Pulled it out of
time,
it. Yep.
pull the science out, and like,
That's what it's supposed to be. Like quantum science that we talked about is like a bunch of people working on the same project.
Yeah.
And answers, and the computer is spitting up answers.
Yes.
But why? Because we got another timeline working on the answers.
Absolutely. We got another time. We
And
got
there's another
infinite timelines.
If we got
working on
infinite
infinite
timeline-
answers.
Working on the same problem on the same computer is a quantum computer.
infinite rings working on on the same problem.
Yes. And instead of taking years and thousands of years, it's seconds.
That's what we wanted. We're trying to reach like our Ricks so we can solve our problem. Dang, you're using your own kind of popcorn.
Anyways, that's
Long rant.
Long rant. I love it. I love this episode. It was great.
Sources, trust me, bro.
I mean, don't quote me on any of
Deep
this.
Sea, Google,
CIA,
Facebook.
FBI. It was just a
Do
prank,
not
bro.
look
I'm
up how
just
many people
kidding.
actually wrote in Harambe's name.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I didn't do the numbers. I
I
didn't
know
check.
people actually wrote it in. I don't think it made not enough to like make a difference, but canon event.
You know what's crazy is if everything. I don't even know if what I said was right, bro. Like that's the worst worst part about it. I don't stand on anything of what I
Sources,
said.
trust me, bro.
I just made it all up, y'all.
We'll
No,
put
it's
a
terrible.
big FYIs for entertainment purposes. Do your
I
research.
am not a doctor.
Nah.
Please do your own research.
All right.
Now,
Now-
I think we run out of time.
No, I wanted to see
think so.
Suki's take on it though, bro. Damn, all you had was one job, Suki.
Where do we all go mute? Oh,
Oh, there we go. There we go. Maybe
The green at the bottom. Don't click the. Yeah, unclick it. There we go. We're back.
There we go. Guys, this has been such a wonderful episode. Thank you so much for tuning in to the WBM. This is your boy Merc.
gotta
Make
do
sure
it quick.
follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, all that jazz at WBM_podcast.
And your boy X Fair. Usually follow us on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, all that jazz.
And it's your boy Oscar in the Mix. Check
In
out the
the
website,
mix.
WBMPodcast.com. As always, there'll be 2 links. One to send us a text message. Shout out to Devin this week.
Shout out
and
Devin.
another one to support the show. Click on the link, support the show. We need it.
Guys, we love you. We appreciate you. And we're so fucking back. Are you guys ready for this season?
I'm ready.
It's going to be a good one. All right. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Be out.